Okay, guys, welcome back to Relax Coders. I'm your host, Josh. Thank you guys for joining me. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on notifications. You guys already know what to do. For this episode, we're going to be creating a dice rolling simulator. Easier than it sounds, actually. The concept of rolling dice is something that's very easy. So we're just gonna get straight into it. Just as a good practice, everyone should have like a folder where they keep all of their Python projects. So I called mine Python projects. So to get started, I'm just going to create a new folder here, and I'm going to call it dice roller, right? And then I am going to open up Python, and I'm going to hold Ctrl N to create a new script. Now I'm just going to go ahead and save this from the beginning, and I'm going to save this in that dice rolling folder that we just created. Dice roller, save. Okay, dice roller. So I'm just going to name this dice rolling sim. Now we're gonna go over certain things in this video really quickly. I'm not going to go too deep into theory because there are a lot of materials online that can help you guys to understand this. But we're gonna go over briefly import statements, loops, specifically the while loops, and the random module in Python. So to get started, I just want to explain, first of all, with the random module. What we're going to use the random module to do is that we're going to use it to generate randomly numbers from 1 to 6, representing the 6 sides of a die. So we're just going to quickly import random. Now we can use all the functions that random has within Python. So just to see how this works, we're gonna type in random.randint, open up two brackets, 1,6. So what this actually means is we're calling a function randint from random, and it's going to generate a random number from 1 to 6, right? 1 included and 6 as well. So when we run this code, nothing's gonna happen. You wanna know why? Because we're not outputting anything. So this code is gonna run, a number is going to be generated, but we're not gonna see it. So what we're gonna do is we're going to create a variable. A variable is sort of like an empty box where you can put anything inside, and you can always call back that variable to see what's inside. So we're going to name this variable number equals random.randint 1 to 6. So whatever this part of the code generates will be stored in number, and then we can always call back this particular variable and we can see what's inside. So we're gonna go and say print number, and then as you guys can guess, it's going to print out exactly what we want it to. So it generated the number 3, which is between 1 and 6. So this simulated if you did roll a dice and then you got a 3, this is what would happen. If we run this code again, now it gives us a 4. If we run this code again, we get a 4 again. We run this code again, we get 3. We run it again, we get a 6. So we're gonna just clean this up. We're gonna include some loops, so that we don't have to keep rerunning the code over and over again. So we're gonna go over here, we're gonna create a loop called a while loop. Now I intentionally made this mistake. So I typed in while. Now for special sort of functions in Python, like sort of like the print, the import, the while, if the color doesn't change while you type it, you probably typed it wrong. So I used a capital W instead of a lowercase w. As you can see, I fixed it and the color changed to yellow, so we're all good. we're gonna say while. While is a loop. So I'm gonna explain how while loops work, but I'm gonna explain it with this example. So if I say while true, now at the end of each one of these statements, you're gonna have to put in a colon. And then I am going to take everything underneath the while loop and I'm gonna hit tab. What happens here is that everything that is indented, right? In Python, we have something called indentation, and it is very important in Python actually. So everything that is indented under this while loop is sort of like boxed up or covered by the while loop. It's encapsulated by the while loop. Whenever this loop runs, whatever is underneath this while would be executed. So while works like this. When I say while true, I am by definition creating an infinite loop. An infinite loop can be good sometimes, can be bad. And infinite loops, as the name entails, will run forever until you kill the program. So this particular part of the code is gonna run forever. If I run this, as you can see, it just goes crazy and it is not going to stop until it probably crashes your computer. But this is what it's doing. If I hold down this scroll right here, you can see it's actually creating a bunch of random numbers from 1 to 6 because we created an infinite loop. So we're gonna keep the infinite loop, but we're gonna do something else with it. If you had a conditional statement here where it says true, like while so if you had another condition instead of while true, the true is the condition. True is always going to be true, so it's going to run infinitely. But if you had a different condition that changes, let's say you want to run this loop 10 times, right? I would come here and create another variable and I'm going to call it count, right? And I'm going to make count equals 0. Now I'm going to say, instead of while true, I'm going to say while count is less than 0. That's how you put the statement. While count is less than 0, run this code. Now, I'm going to give you guys a moment here, pause the video, and try to imagine how many times this loop will run. If I run this code like this, what's going to happen? The answer is, it's not going to, this part underneath while is not going to be executed. Why? Count is already 0, right? And you're saying while count is less than 0. Count is 0, so this part of the code is not going to run. So what we're going to do is, since we want to run this code 10 times, we're going to say while count is less than 10. Then somewhere within the loop, we're going to keep increasing count by 1 every time. We're going to do this by saying count, right? Plus equal 1. This is the short way of doing this. You could do it the long way by saying count equals count plus 1. But we're going to use count plus equal 1 because it's a lot shorter than the other one. So what will happen here is count would be initialized as 0. Then we're going to run a loop that will keep checking when count becomes greater than 10. Once count becomes greater than 10, this part of the loop will not be executed and then the code essentially will stop running. So it will run everything, then it will come to this point and then increment count by 1. If we run this, my hopes is that we will get exactly 10 numbers randomly generated between 1 to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers. So this code ran 10 times. And then once count became 10, so it's going to go from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, up to 10. Once it reaches 10, this part of the code will return a false and then it will cut out and then the program will stop running. So there you go, guys. We have created a dice rolling simulator. It's very easy, as you can see. This can be a part of a much bigger code, like some sort of like game. If you're creating like a Ludo game, you could use this part of the code to create a simulator for when you click a button to roll the dice, it'll give you a random number from 1 to 6. So everything in Python can be compartmentalized and encapsulated into smaller parts that when you put them together, it can give you something really big and something really important and beautiful and fun. So yeah, thank you guys for joining us in this episode. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.